Hello, my name is Christopher Jones, Savior20061. This is my, I don't know, 8th or 12th or 40th or whatever book review. And this is going to be kind of a harder one to describe. It is Lisey's story by Stephen King. There is the hardcover. You see there's a shovel. There's also some red. And here is the paperback. Stupid camera. Is seen a winner, and it's got a shovel. So, yeah. I read this book a couple years ago. One of my uncle's friends gave it to me. He said that he liked it very much. He said that he liked it better than Cell, which a lot of people ended up not liking. I don't really think that I can say that this book is better than Cell. In fact, this is probably one of my least favorite books by Stephen King. I just absolutely hated it. Okay? Terrible. So, there's a couple of reasons that I hate this book. One is it's actually a little bit deceitful. I mean, look at the title. Look at the title. It's called Lisey's Story. Okay? You can all see it's called Lisey's Story. But the focus of the story is not Lisey. The focus of the story is on Scott Landon, her husband. That's the entire premise of the book, is Lisey remembering everything that she forgot concerning her husband. And even that doesn't make any sense, because there's no reason given for why she forgot. There was no trauma. I mean there was trauma, obviously. It's a Stephen King book, but it's not like It, where, you know, the book It by Stephen King, where the kids forget about their time in Derry because of Derry itself, because of the town's evil influence. Here, I'm 100% sure on why she forgot all these things about her husband. There's no actual reason given. She just forgot them. She just blacked them out, I guess, and that's supposed to be a good enough reason. And, you know, alright. But it shouldn't be called Lisey's Story. Part 1 of the book is called Bull Hunt, and a bull is just, well, you'll find out in the book. But it's called Bull Hunt, but Lisey doesn't end up really hunting for anything. Bull Hunt features Lisey beginning to remember things about her husband again, and it also features her crazy sister. So it starts that storyline as well, with her crazy sister going to Greenlawn or Greenwich or whatever, the insane asylum, and it starts off another plot thread, yet another one, about a crazy thug named who calls himself Zach McCool, and he's threatening to kill Lisey if he doesn't give her her husband's books that he made before he died, because he's dead. Part 2 of the book, it's called Sayawasa. It's better because that's when Lisey will start to remember things about her husband. The plot threads of Amanda, the crazy sister, and Zach McCool, the crazy thug, those are also developed in Part 2. Part 2 is where you have the climax, which takes place in an alternate reality. Probably shouldn't reveal too much about that. Part 3 takes place after the climax in Part 2, which is the climax of the book, and it's called Lisey's Story. But again, it's kind of deceitful, because it's not Lisey's story. It's just a continuation of all of the things Scott told her. So it's still Scott Landon's story. That's a problem. As you can see, I didn't like the plot that too much. Had 3 separate threads. The first third of the book takes forever to go anywhere. Lisey spends a lot of time kind of just walking around and remembering things. Nothing really gets into full swing until the second part of the book. I mean, it's just such a bad book by King, and it's just that third of the book that makes it really bad. Because the second part and the third part, tolerable, but the first part really it's just so slow. I mean, I'm a big Stephen King fan. I fell asleep reading the first third of the book several times. Reading the first third of the book, it's not fun reading the first third of the book. I actually wrote a review for it on a Goodreads, and I say that the first third of the book of Lisey's story will probably kill off a lot of potential Stephen King fans. It's going to turn them off, and that's going to be a disaster. But it's going to be what he deserves because he wrote that part of the book. The characters, well, the Stephen King novel characters are still good. I mean, Lisey, she's portrayed as this very independent, very can-do type of woman. You gotta clean the spit off of the camera. There we go. Oh wait, there's still one. Her crazy sister ended up not liking her. I don't know about her sister. It seemed like she was just. I think she could have been left out because she had a part in the third. She had a part during the climax that was very negligible. You're going to be looking at it and thinking, why did he include her as a character? He could have left her out. Stephen King could have left Amanda, the crazy sister, out of the book completely. Scott, I would say he goes through the most character development, which is kind of annoying because the only time he's alive in the book is during a flashback, so he's dead. But he's getting all of the background information. You're getting all of the information about him. You're getting all of the development about him, because he was part of a, guess what, a crazy family. So the theme of craziness is pretty much in this book. The climax was still pretty good. I don't want to spoil too much about that. It involves a monster called the Long Boy. Not King's best monster. At least the way he was presented and portrayed in this book. Didn't have a huge role. Overall, I mean, the prose is still good. It's kind of, it gets kind of flowery at times when you're dealing with the words that the couple, that Scott and Lisey, speak to each other. They say smuck instead of the F word. They say sayawasa, which means strap it on when it seems appropriate. There's a lot of that inside talk between couples in this book, and it might wear on your nerves. And that's another flaw in the book. Overall, can I recommend this? I think it's fairly obvious. I cannot recommend this book at all. I especially cannot recommend it to first-time readers of King, because they're never going to read anything else that he writes, in my opinion. Because I know that I probably wouldn't have. So, Lisey's story, not hold on. Oh, jeez. Lisey's story, not recommended. Explode. So, don't buy it. Buy something else that he wrote. And that's it.